Hey everyone, 1.2 is coming out so soon in just a little over 1 day. And with it is going to come tons of events, tons of story, and of course an all new character, that being Blade, at least right away. Now we got a lot of information to go over here about what is coming into the future, and of course I will be making videos on all of that stuff separately as it's coming out later on. It is time to churn videos out. There is so much stuff to talk about. But before we do, let's talk about this here. You should be doing this. The CN Show Cruise little event. You just play Flappy Bird, you earn some tickets, so you could possibly get really cool rewards. I've been doing it. Make sure you're still doing it. I did a video on it before. Do this. So super easy to do just every day. Alright, but let's go over the 1.2 event overview. I'm just be using Twitter here and the actual Hoyo Lab stuff themselves. This is kind of the best way to actually get information on the game. Their in-game stuff can be a little annoying to navigate, but this stuff's really easy. So on Twitter, they usually have the Hoyo link here, but we'll just be going over it together. So first things first, they have the check-in gift Odyssey, which they've been doing pretty much every update so far. This is the third one. And this is a really cool thing. It only gives you one, well, but it gives you one full multi here, which is nice. After you log in a total of 7 days, you'll be able to get it all. And they do not have to be consecutively. You can't really miss out on this. As long as you log in 7 times during 1.2, you'll be fine. Alright, 2 here is the Warp for Lost Soul, which is, of course, the summon for Blade. And we could see his featured units here are Arlen, Sushang, and Natasha. Arlen is very whatever. Sushang is unextraordinary, but not the worst unit in the game, right? Natasha is actually very useful, less useful now that we're getting more characters of abundance, but still useful nonetheless. They are okay. They're okay. Not the best, honestly, not really the best featured on the side, but Blade himself is exceptional. I have him pulled up here. We're not going to go over his details, but in case you're wondering, my opinions on Blade, if you haven't seen any of my videos, at first, unimpressed when I saw the initial live stream before we got any numbers or scalings of any kind. Just here, there's a unit that needs to take damage to be able to deal damage is a scary thing, right? You immediately think about Arlen, who is not very good. You think about how hard it is. You have to balance a risk, risk versus reward type things. It even says it here. High risk, high reward character. He is far less risk than he is reward. His scalings are insane, and of course they're based on his max HP, which is good. He needs to take these damage to do high attacks, but you're fine to just heal him right after or during. So someone like Locha is a great partner for him, and he does a good job. He's got insane numbers and insane kit. I am obviously, in case you can tell, I have switched up on him immensely. I am quite excited for him to come out. I think he's going to be really good. I'm going to do a Should You Summon video sometime later today. So, if you're interested in what I think about whether you should summon on him, all the praise might surprise you as far as my actual opinions on summoning him on him. But, if you're interested in that, subscribe, of course. All right, let's get rid of some of these extra tabs as we go through here. All right. So there's his warp, summoning for him. I'll be summoning for him, obviously, but I gotta make content on him. But I'll do a video on should you summon for Blade, should you summon for him. But I'll tell you one thing you shouldn't summon on, which is the light cones, obviously. If you are a free-to-play player, never summon on these. These are just not worth your time to summon on. Are the light cones excellent for the character? Yes, but you need to have the character and then also get the light cone. That's going to be a lot of jade. And just, if you're not spending money on the game, I just can't see that's worth it. Right? I make content on the game. My plan is to continue making content, ramping up in different ways. Getting the light cones for the characters are not something I will be prioritizing for probably a while now. But are they excellent? Of course they are. They're so good for their respective characters. But it feels really troll to summon on these. I can't recommend it. Okay. This is an event here they showed in the live stream, and it looked really interesting to me. This is the kind of interesting one. So comes out on the 21st, which is the version 1.2 update, obviously. But when does the version 1.2 update come out? It's not that day, is it? I think it's before, right? A little bit before. Anyways, this starts on the 21st, and during the event, You can gradually improve the protagonist's model's abilities by completing the event limited time missions. Combine different buffs that score and obtain the corresponding rewards in event challenge stage. Trailblazers can receive rewards such as Tracks of Destiny, 500 Jade, Relic Remains. Cool stuff you want. This stuff here. Now, this one is really interesting. This one, they showed it on the live stream. It seemed to be this kind of like create your own adventure type thing. And it seems to be able to be very different for everyone. But you have like these certain goals that you need to hit to get extra rewards and such like that, which is definitely interesting. It seems pretty cool. I thought this event looked really fun. I actually thought all the events looked really fun, but this is definitely one I really want to try out. And of course, I'll be making videos on it. Excited for this one. It's the 21st. Right now is the 17th when I'm recording this and when the video will come out. But this one, this one looks like it's going to be really fun. And of course, you get good rewards from it. Another event, which is Where Are You, Mystery Trotter, which will start on the 28th, so 1 week later. So during the event, Trailblazers can complete missions to find trotters in certain maps. Complete 7 missions in total to obtain Tracks of Destiny, 500 Jade, Traveler's Guide, which is good, and Refined Aether, which is also good. Getting stuff like that. You want that. You want those things. You run low on them. You want them, obviously. Trailblaze level just needs to be Trailblaze level just has to be greater than or equal to 21. This one requires a probably this is going to be a mission that they bring out in this update, so you're not going to be able to start this right away. Obviously, I mean it's not coming out right away, so we're gonna have to run through the story pretty fast here for video stuff. All right, we got some companion missions, as in one here that'll be coming out right away, which is companion mission 4. I Have Touched the Sky, which is for Yukong, which will be permanently available after the version 1.2 update. I still need to do one of the companion missions. I think I'll do it today, a video of it today. I still need to do Yanqing's companion mission for a video. But this will be interesting. This will be cool. We only got one coming out for this one, and then we'll have another one coming out in the part 2, which will be for Kafka, which will be fun, of course. But of course, you get Trailblaze XP, Stellar Jade, Traveler's Guide, Lost Crystals, and Yukong will show up on the Astral Express, which is cool if you like Yukong. And you just need to complete, certain story stuff, it looks like, and a specific read specific messages of the Stargazer Navalia. Which I'm sure they'll, like, make really obvious for you to do. They don't want you to miss out on stuff like this, right? We're getting an event on the 2nd of August. I will have moved by that time. Yeah, the reason why videos have been not coming out super often and why there might be little discrepancies in how often I make videos is because I am moving somewhere. It's not super far away. It's still going to be in the same state, but I am moving. And moving is real fun for sure, but I will be moved. I will be literally probably moved in on this date, on the 2nd. So that'll be pretty cool. So I might not be able to get a video on this right away, but we will eventually. But just so you know, these planar ornaments drop rate doubled is very excellent. You gotta make sure you do this for sure. They're really good. I believe if it's similar to the other one that we had, then you only get 2 pulls, like 2 of them. If you go to a similar universe, only 2 of them will be able to have the double buff for you, so you get double rewards. But you can pull some pretty good stuff from this. I never got to show off my pulls. Maybe I will this time, do a video showing off all the cool stuff I got from the double rewards. But you just want to make sure you do this. It lasts just about a week, so you'll be able to get quite a few done there. All right, new bundle for the Herta contracts. These are, you got to pay for these. You pay for the things. You get the Oniric shards, I believe they're called, which you could either convert straight up into Stellar Jade, or you could use it to buy things like these. I've looked through these. They never seem worth it to purchase. They just seem like they're too much. Maybe that'll change with these ones. Let's see here. Traveler's Guide times 30, which is decent, and 30 credits, but it is 330 shards, which is not a little bit. That's for sure. I don't remember the exact range. I'm gonna pull up my game real quick just on my phone while we're doing this, and I'll let you know how worth it that is. But it's like, even if this is like $10, no way, $5 maybe, I guess, right? It's like Traveler's Guide 30, that is like the big one, but like how much is that really? Is that even one level up? Like, is that a full 10 level ups for a character from like what is it, 70 to 80? Like, I doubt it. I don't think so. Probably not. You know. All right. I logged in that game here. Let's just take a quick look at how much. So let's see here. 60 is $1. 300. Yeah. So 300 is $5, but you wouldn't really be able to get that much. You do get a bonus. I know it's double the first time you buy it, which would be 300. So it looks like about $5 for each of these, and then this one is you got to spend about buy two of those. I guess you'd have enough. But even that just gives you what supplies and material box standard times 40 at a good amount of credits. I could never see these being really worth it compared to just putting them in a jade, unless you're like a true like a little bit of like a dolphin or if you're a whale, obviously you're getting stuff like this. But like a free to play player or like a mostly free to play player wants to spend a little bit of money, like they spend money on like nameless honors and stuff like that, right? Buying stuff like this just isn't worth it, right? I mean, if I played this game and I wasn't making content, I would consider myself a like quote unquote mostly free to play players, and I just buy the nameless honors when I finish them, and I have like the express pass, right? So I could get a little bit extra every day, which is like if you're someone who really likes the game, that's really as far as I'd recommend spending money. But anyway, nameless honors starting as well. Nameless honors get you a lot of stuff. If I've had this rule for a very long time, which is battle pass things for games that I play. I do not purchase them until I've completed the pass, because I've spent a lot of money on things that I have not finished that way before, even things I really like. Huge fan of TFT, Teamfight Tactics. The amount of times I've bought the battle pass and have just not finished it is immense. So that's just a rule I have from now on. Giving you my wisdom, I would say that I definitely recommend that. But you get some pretty cool stuff here, including little avatars. If you buy the nameless medal, right? Pretty cool stuff. All right, that's all we got for what they're showing us here. But we also got a couple new things that they didn't show, which is the new stages for the Stagnant Shadow, Cavern of Corrosion, and Echo of War, which I also have up here on this one. So Stagnant Shadow obviously gives you some extra things. So you have a Trailblaze mission you need to complete. There's a location of the Xiansho Lofu, the Alchemy Commission, but you're able to get wind-typed character ascension material, which is obviously going to be used for Blade, so you definitely need to make sure you're doing this if you're pulling for Blade. Next up, we have the Cavern of Corrosion, which is Path of Elixir Seekers. Unlock condition is the Adventure Mission, Cavern of Corrosion, and unlock a map, Xiansho Lofu Alchemy Commission. Clear the stage to obtain the Cavern Relics, Longibus Disciple, and Messenger Traversing Hackerspace, which are these here, which are really good. They give you max HP along with a couple of other buffs if you take your own health, which is, of course, made perfectly for Blade. It's just meant for Blade. This is what you're going to want to put on is this stuff. So again, if you're pulling for Blade, make sure you are grinding these up so you make them as good as possible. All right, finally, an Echo of War, the Immortal Divine Seed, which of course happens if you complete this Trailblaze mission, the Xiansho Lofu Dragon Gallet. It's ocean distant. That tells me that this is actually probably the last story mission that we'll have for this for 1.2, which means that a lot of those things are actually locked behind finishing up the story. So we're gonna have to speedrun the story when it comes out here in videos, so that we could do videos on the events right when they come out. It'll be in the Scale Gorge Waterscape, which is that really cool looking area we got. They showed off like the Alchemy Commission area. It's typical, like boring. It looks the same as like pretty much everywhere else in Xianzhou so far that we've seen. But this Scale Gorge Waterscape looks so cool. It straight up looks like a Zelda dungeon. I just thought it looked really cool when we saw it in the live stream. But clear the stage to obtain the advanced level up material for Trace's Regret of Infinite Okema. Oh, brother. The Cavern Relics, Musketeer of Wild Wheat, and Thief of Shooting Meteor, as well as Lucent Afterglow and other rewards. This is basically, this is an Echo of War, so this is refighting an old boss. So we'll be fighting the big lady with the flowers, who was on a picture earlier. The main boss that we got here, which is pretty cool. And we'll get the stuff. You know how Echo of War works. You should know. But this will be a new thing that you get to start doing every week. Kafka and Blade use this. So really make sure if you're getting Blade and you're getting Kafka, which again I'll do a Should You Summon video, but make sure you're grinding this up. Make sure a lot of stuff, it's like, oh yeah, new stuff's coming out, you gotta grind it from. Let's talk about the new companion missions in detail. As I said before, we got Kafka that will be coming out, I believe in part 2, not right away. Yeah. So for I Have Touched the Sky, which is the Yukong one, to know more about Yukong's past, you would have to go to the Palace of Astrum sooner or later. Look around with oh gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that, but the past she will witness here may change her life. So start time is permanently available after the 1.2 update. So this is like the part one. And we already went over the unlock conditions, but it seems like I said, it seems like you're gonna have to finish the see and show story that we're getting here, and read the specific messages, and you get the typical. Obviously you look here, the very typical rewards for companion missions, which is XP, Jade, experience stuff, relic experience, and then these ones are always different depending on the kind of character, but some like ascension / trace material there. There's special song and some credits. And of course then we get Kafka's, which will be available on the 9th, which is that when part 2 is going to be starting? I guess it would be when part 2 is going to be starting. So you could also expect Kafka herself to be coming out around that time, maybe a day or two after, or maybe on that day. But around that time, around the 9th, if you're waiting for Kafka. Does that sound right? I guess that sounds right. Anyways, yeah. She'll be, you receive a message from Kafka claiming that she's in trouble and requires your help. Do you go to rescue her, or rather, do you believe her? Yeah, probably don't believe her. I would say don't believe her, but do it anyways. Next up, we got some Forgotten Hall stuff, which is very, very good. So we got Forgotten Hall, the Voyage of Navis Astriger opens. Clear memory of a See and Show Stage 1 to obtain the character Yukong. So they're giving you Yukong for free, which I wish we knew before, considering that I recommended that you summon on Locha, not for Locha himself. Maybe that's changed a little bit now because Locha is insane and he's going to be really good with Blade. But I recommended that you summon on Locha's banner just for Yukong and then get her and stop. Mainly because Yukong is the only easily accessible imaginary character in the game. But now I would say that if you didn't summon on her, that was a good idea because now you're just getting her for free, which means you could have saved some Jade. But you just need to finish the final mission, what I imagine is going to be the final mission of the story, to unlock the new memory for this Forgotten Hall. And you will get Clear Forgotten Hall memory of See and Show Stage 1 to obtain the... Well, I'll tell you, it's Yukong, but they don't want to tell you here. Alright, next we got the Simulated Universe World 7 to get new planar ornaments, which of course is what you're going to need to be able to get those HP stuff, that extra stuff for, what's his name, Blade, so you're going to be doing this as well. If you're pulling for Blade and Kafka, yada yada, you get it. So it'll be available permanently after the 1.2 update, so it'll be available right away, which is good. So to do it, you need to complete the See and Show Lofu Humming Antlers and Twine Horns, which means that you are not going to have to finish the story to be able to do this here. But Trailblazer Mission and Clear Simulated Universe World 6 to unlock Simulated Universe World 7. So we don't have to get through the entire story before we get to do this stuff, which is nice. I imagine it'll probably be like the halfway boss fight, right? Because that's how most of these are, right? The one before was, well, the one 6 was Cocolia, wasn't it? But like 5 was Kafka, 4 was Svarog, and 3 was Jeopard, I believe. Yeah, that sounds about right. But they're like usually the mini bosses. They're bosses, but they're the bosses. You know what I mean? So we'll see exactly what we got here. It seemed like you fight Yan Qing in the story that they showed, but we'll see if that's who we're fighting here in this one. But yeah, use Trailblaze Power or Immersive Fire to obtain new planar ornaments from Immersion Rewards. And they have the link rope for is that Tachyons? Or Tachyon. Oh man, I can't. That's so small too. Anyway, Arclight Racetrack and Laser Stadium. And Broken Keel link rope. Insomusu's Afraid Hosser and Insomusu's Whale Fall Ship. Super cool names. I totally know how to pronounce them, but they are good. You'll want to get those, obviously, you want to just get some to have them. But also, of course, what do you know? they're probably the best things for Blade and Kafka. So if you're pulling for them, you know what I say. More Nameless Honor stuff, which is where we'll end here, which is great. You want to do the Nameless Honor. Obviously, grind that up every day. Finish it as soon as possible. Recommend only buying it when you're actually done with it. But when you are, you get really nice rewards, including some extra summons, not only for premium characters, but also the general banner stuff, which is good. So you can try to get to those 300 and guarantee an actual decent character. For me personally, right now, I mean, of course, you could always pull them on the regular banners because they are general banner units. But for me, I'm personally looking for probably either Brawny or Jeopard because I still don't have those two, and they're really, really good. So this is all the stuff that's going to be coming in 1.2, just part 1, by the way. Some of it, of course, goes into part 2, like the Nameless Honor here. But this is just for part 1. This is just for the Blade half of it. And there's going to be so much videos to make, and I'm so excited. You know, you might think I might be like, oh, I don't want to make it. No, I'm very excited to make these videos and play through this stuff here. Star Rail was just feeling a little, you know, right near the end of every like big update, you know, it kind of feels like, oh yeah, things are getting a little boring. All I'm really doing is just logging in and you know, using my Trailblaze power. But luckily, we're getting to the part where a lot of stuff is going to be happening. Even though all I've been doing really is just logging and doing my Trailblaze stuff, that doesn't mean there isn't stuff I need to do. That's for sure, because I really need to do the the Yanqing companion mission, and I'll be doing a video for that today probably. So anyways, if you want to see that, subscribe. I'll see you next time. That's all I got for you today. Bye bye.